Question goes to you. We received a number of questions from readers about the Judicial Candidate Survey some attorneys took part in over the summer. From your viewpoint as a candidate, give your assessment of the Judicial Survey results.
Well, I think this is a very important element of this campaign because the Judicial Survey represents the views of over 100 of the local lawyers here in Okaloosa-Walton. These are the individuals who know us best. If you want to know about a lawyer, talk to other lawyers. Just like when you want to know about a doctor, you talk to other doctors. They know us best. And this poll represents a great deal in two areas. It talks about technical competence and professional conduct. And in 15 of the 17 categories, the lawyers rated me substantially higher. Not a little bit higher, but substantially higher. And the most important areas, in my opinion, deal with professional conduct, in particularly integrity and ethics, which I think is the core issue in this campaign. In that particular category, I had 39 highly approved, 23 approved, and only 5 that disapproved. And if you look, it's on your brochure that has been handed out. My opponent had 42 out of 83, over half of the individuals disapproved of his integrity and ethics. Not only in this category, but other categories that were similarly stark contrast. This is a core issue in this campaign, and I urge all the voters to really look at this judicial survey and look at the results. Throughout the entire campaign, I've had the entire survey on my website at ketchelfordjudge.com. Everybody can look at all the results for themselves. Thank you.
Mr. Paul, do you have 1 minute?
Well, I'm pleased with the survey because I scored the absolute highest in 4 categories that I think are very important for a judge, and that's civility and courtesy and temperament and patience. And you got to have those qualities to sit in this position. As you know, there's 262 lawyers in Okaloosa-Walton Bar Association. Only 103 of those lawyers responded. More than 60% of them simply did not respond to the poll. So you're not looking at a total representative capacity of the whole lawyers that responded. But out of the 103 responses that did respond, lawyers that did respond, there's 52 to be precise. They had no opinion of Mr. Ketchel's written argument abilities, and Mr. Ketchel got the highest amount of no opinions, 687 no opinions. What does that tell me? Well, he's not at the courthouse on a regular basis like I am. As a matter of fact, I've been practicing law for 20 years there, and I've never seen him at the courthouse. So maybe his interaction with these lawyers is not in court. But I've been a fearless litigator, and I may have stepped on a few toes, but I'm not running this position for the lawyers. I'm running it for the people. And I'm seeking this position to represent the people of our community and not the lawyers.
Thank you. Mr. Powell, the next question goes to you, and you have a minute. I should have explained this, but the first person who answers the question of each question gets a minute and a half to answer. The second person gets 1 minute to respond. So this question goes to you. As specifically as you can, tell everyone about your courtroom experience and explain how and why that experience has prepared you to be a circuit judge.
Well, I'm glad I asked that question. You asked that question because that's a big difference in this race. Let me tell you, I've got 20 years of trying cases, civil and criminal cases, before a jury of our peers. And when you take someone's life, people and family of our community, and you take them into that courtroom with you, you have their lives in your hands. And you have to sell your case to a jury of your peers. Mr. Ketchel has never been in that position. And there's no other feeling in this world for a lawyer when you hear those words, "We the jury find." He's never heard it, unless he's heard it on TV. There's a big difference in this race. And you can talk about numbers of jury trials, but all you got to do is pick up the newspaper and you see how many jury trials are tried in this circuit. It's every day there's a jury trial in this First Judicial Circuit. There was one in Walton County last week. My brother-in-law, Dan Stewart, just finished one yesterday in Escambia County. And my law firm has been taking cases to trial for the people for over 55 years. And I'm proud of that reputation. And there's a big difference in this race. If you don't have this crucial jury trial experience, you don't apply for this job. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Ketchel.
This is a very important issue. What type of trial experience? There are two types of trials that lawyers handle. One are called jury trials, one are called judge trials or bench trials. That's where the judge makes the decision on the issues of fact as well as issues of law. My area of expertise is in judge trials. I've handled trials throughout the state of Florida, over 100 in this county alone. I've had litigation files. I have tried cases, complex cases throughout the southeastern United States. Last year I tried a case that went on for over a week that required a 200-page post-trial brief. These are very complex and important issues. But you need to understand that this is a red herring of the issue of jury trial. In the docket that this judge will handle, there were 1,500 cases filed. There was one jury trial in this docket. One. That's a fact. And this is not a major part. The major part of this position is a judge trial. And I have a tremendous amount of expertise and experience in that area.
Thank you. We'll come back to it. Okay. Mr. Ketchel, you get the next question. What does integrity mean to you? And explain why you think that you have integrity.
Integrity is something that you have, that you acquire over a long period of time. It's something you build over a body of work that exists not only in your work area, but also in your private life. I'm very proud to have been married for 23 years. I'm very proud to have been active in my church community. A lot of people say you shouldn't talk about that. But those are issues of integrity. Those are issues that are important to people. How do you live your life? I've been very involved in the Christian Legal Society, which is a group of men and women who get together every other week to really try and bring that same issue of integrity into the area of law. And so I've also tried to bring the issues of integrity into my practice of law. And so that's why this judicial poll reflects that. Ladies and gentlemen, when you have a judicial poll that half of the lawyers say you disapprove of issues of integrity and ethics, there is a story behind every one of those. Think about it. That's not just a statistic. That's an issue. That's something that happened or things that happened. This is the core issue in this campaign. Both of us have plenty of experience in the courtroom, but I believe that one candidate has more issues of integrity and ethics, and that's what this campaign is about, in my opinion.
Thank you. Mr. Powell, your response, and you can go back to the previous question if you'd like.
I believe both of us are of the highest integrity and wouldn't be running for this position. But integrity and character is something you do when no one's looking. And when I was in college, waiting to go to law school, I helped create several scholarships in our local high school, but I saved money each week in my little business I was running to send home and help create those scholarships. And that was long before I ever thought about running for circuit judge. And I've continued those scholarships to this day for 26 years for our local high schools. And my law firm have continued those scholarships. And I've had businesses, helped get businesses create. And just in the last year, we've sent over $325,000 of scholarships through our local businesses with my help and my friends' help to our local high schools. So integrity is something you do when you're not looking. And like I say, the 103 lawyers that were polled, over half of them approved of my professional conduct, and the other half didn't. I've been a fearless and tough litigator, and I may have stepped on a few toes, but my door's always been open. If they got a problem with me in my litigation, with them, all I got to do is call.
Thank you.